Dmitry Zolotarev, a journalist and political commentator, is on the line from Irkutsk. Dmitry, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. Let me first ask you to express your own opinion about the conflict that is going on in Ukraine and the causes of this conflict.
Well, the news have been so swift that they overwhelmed even me. I expected something like that, but it means that Vladimir Putin received some information of such huge significance that he took the decision to act swiftly like this. That means that might be the danger of Ukrainian offense against Luhansk and Donetsk, the newly recognized republics, or maybe even some more serious moves from Ukraine's Western partners. And I think that Vladimir Putin have calculated everything while comparing what Russia loses and what Russia gets if Russia acts like this.
I want you to now tell us a little bit more about the Minsk agreements, because Russia says what Ukraine has been doing with regards to the Donbass region, the Donetsk and the Luhansk republics, constituted some crimes and has been in violation of the Minsk agreements. Is he right in saying that?
Well, Ukraine didn't recognize Minsk agreements from the very beginning. It didn't hold on to them. So what was Ukraine doing for all years since was violating them, was shelling Luhansk and Donetsk neighborhoods, killing civilians, and the shelling didn't stop for a day. So there's nothing to say anymore. There was no Minsk agreements for Ukraine. It didn't hold on to them. Absolutely.
Okay. China says it understands Russia's security concerns. Can you tell us what kind of a role can the position that China takes here plays in the equation?
Well, right now, China just agrees more or less with the position of Vladimir Putin in Russia. China stays away of being directly involved into this, but I think should anything serious happen, China will stand with Russia. That's what I think. For now, China just says it agrees with most of Vladimir Putin's points.
Two more questions. How long do you think it will take for Russia to fully capture Kiev, and can this conflict spill over?
Well, the thing is whether Russia wants to take over Kiev or not. Russia says it wants demilitarize and denazialize Ukraine, which means Russia already took control over Ukrainian sky. It destroyed 12, maybe more now, airports in Ukraine, which makes impossible to send aviation against Luhansk, Donetsk, or anybody else. Russia destroyed the rocket launching complex. Russia destroyed the radio reconnaissance complexes. So Russia took over almost all territory of Ukraine. I mean, destroying the objects of military infrastructure. Russia neutralized airport near Kiev. So I don't know if Russians gonna enter Kiev, because Russian troops have direct orders not to enter the cities. And the lies from the Ukrainian side is overwhelming. They say they took back a few cities which were taken by Russians. Nothing like that happened. I called Mariupol, where I have relatives and friends, and they said nobody took over Mariupol and nobody took it back. Everything was very calm in Mariupol. The cannonade was heard by them from the outskirts of Mariupol, where the airport was blocked by Russian forces. Nothing like that. So I think Russia wants to block Ukrainian army forces and force Ukraine to surrender. I mean, force Ukraine to come to peace talks and discuss the neutral status of Ukraine. But I think it's rather than Zelensky loses control. He already lost control over Ukraine, and I think Zelensky might be considering fleeing out of Ukraine. And you know, it's the matter of hours when Ukraine may lose control over the gas transit system. Guess who's going to take control over it? And guess what answer to the European and the United States sanctions might be from those forces who took control over gas transit system? I think Vladimir Putin calculated everything, and he knows what he's doing, whether we like it or not. He's a very strong politician. And even in the United States, they say we have to take Vladimir Putin's point about NATO, about Ukraine. But it's too late now. I think we have to relax and watch what is going on. The thing is that no civilians died from the Russian actions in Ukraine now. A lot of civilians already died in Luhansk and Donetsk. I think 12 civilians died of shelling from the Ukrainian side. It doesn't matter how many troops have died already. It's a war operation, military operation, which means that some militaries can die. But I think that what Russian media says mostly true, comparing to Ukrainian, which lies constantly about downing numbers of Russian helicopters and fighter jets, and burning up Russian tanks and capturing tens of Russian troops. Those are lies. Maybe there is a small number of Russian troops who died. I don't know. I didn't see reports. But like I said, just like I said.
Many, many thanks, Dmitry. Thank you for the input. I appreciate it. I've been talking to Dmitry Zolotarev, a journalist and political commentator who joined us from Irkutsk.